working. It's actually working. Well, figured I'd do this live. It gives me a little bit of motivation. For those who've seen the other videos, this is pretty much how I do my word studies. Boom, Blue Letter Bible, and pens, paperwork. Yeah, it is not fun. Yeah. So yeah, I got my, it's like for anyone who else is interested, you do the Greek and Hebrew to break down how I do these. If anyone says to watch, you get the word study, the word I'm actually choosing. I've never used this laptop before to do this. So, you get your word gentle, and I go every variation: gentle, gentleness, gently, etc., etc. And then I go and I find every single Greek and Hebrew variation of the word. I look up the word, for example, the word for gentle is epios. The definition is affable, mild, or kind. You get the Greek 1933, the epikes, which is another Greek word for gentle. Means appropriate, by implication, gentle, moderation, or patient. And then you got the Hebrews, ana, anava, ipiakia, freaking Christostes, lot. And then once I find all those variations, I go find in the original Greek and Hebrew every single variation through the entire Bible. And then, boom, you got all that. And then once I have all that, I start at the beginning. And I go, for example, and I go find every single Bible verse that freaking has that word in it. I write it down. And then I read the verse. Sometimes I'll read the chapter for the context in which the word is used. And then I'll write my personal notes. What did I get from it? And then also, I did it before I became live on here. I always pray beforehand, like, hey, Holy Spirit, please open me up to if there's anything that you got for me today. So this is the neat and orderly version. I did it for this. I did it for the Lord's Prayer. I did it for the word self-control. These take a while. The longest one I think I did, shout out to Jim, was kindness. That had 264 verses. I think I've busted that out in like under a week. Self-control, I think I did like in under a day because I think there wasn't that many. Patience, self-control, kindness, gentleness. I'm doing all the fruits of the Spirit. Hopefully get them done someday. I'll have additional words that'll pop up. Like, for example, she's probably never going to see this, and it's going to be funny when this video is done. But this was put on, their words get put on my heart to do. For those who don't understand, John 1:1. I wonder if the microphone is even working. Blah, 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 blah. I actually have no clue if my voice is even picking up. I wonder if I can go watch myself. I was probably talking this whole time and nobody heard me. Live. Oh, okay. There we go. There's a couple second delay, but people can hear me. Need to charge my phone, charge my laptop. Freaking again. There we go. Charging. I don't need the headphones. But so that's the intro for everything that I've been doing. And I'm just doing this. I'm going to read it out loud because sometimes that helps, but also I do not like doing this stuff on my own. Like, Lord puts people in my life, Like the guy I did the word study with gentleness, I met at the ARC, and he gave me the motivation to keep doing it because sometimes the stuff sucks. But yeah, sometimes the Lord puts things on my heart. Word study for healing. It's actually for a lady that I know up at a ranch, a spiritual mentor for years. Her and her husband are the ones who actually even taught me how to do this. Go figure. So I figured this would be a kind of nice little gift because she does have the gift of healing. And I figured do a deep dive into it. So healing, Rafa, Ioamai. I can forgive me for my poor Greek. You've got your Marpe, which is healing into Hebrew. Marpe, Iasis, Rafa. So there's heal, heals, and healed. Ironically, healer is as far as I'm tracking. I couldn't find it in the New King James, but as far as I'm tracking, if there's the word healer, it actually translates back into one of the three ones that I found: Rafa, Eomai, and Marpe. So to pick off where I left off, I am on. Oh, that's the gentleness. Where did I leave off? So there's practical application of prayer, page 9, page 10. So there's how to pray formal. I already did a bit on that. Multiple copies of gentleness. Sometimes you never know who might need those. But I figure also I'll put it on a video. And hey, what do you know? I could just point people to a video and be like, hey, the work was already done. Boom, boom, boom. And all right, so heal, page 10. I'm all the way at Jeremiah 6:14. To pick off where I left off, to give a live example. Actually, can I put this right here? Yeah, so page 10. Jeremiah 6:14. They have also healed the hurt of my people slightly, saying peace, peace when there is no peace. So in the book of Jeremiah, he's talking about the false prophets, where they were basically telling people they have healed the hurt of his people slightly. And when you read the context of what that is, prophets were giving false words to the people, saying, oh, there's nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be a bunch of peace. And when it said healed slightly, in the context, it's like when you tell someone a lie to slightly comfort them. And ironically, it did not come to pass when there was no peace and the nation got, basically wiped out or destroyed. And it's like basically, ironically, you can use healing in the wrong way. Lying to somebody. That's where I put lies heal slightly, although in context it was evil. Yeah, it's like putting a band-aid on a sucking chest wound. So that's what I got from Jeremiah 6:14. There are 64 verses, and also after I'm done with this, I'll actually put it all together. But there's 62 verses for Rapha. There's 28 verses for Eomai, and there's 15 verses for Marpe. 2 Hebrew words, 1 Greek for heal, heals, and healed. No. And there's 3 verses for Iasis. So starting with Rafa, even though phonetically the transliteration looks like Rapa. I don't know. I go to my Blue Letter Bible. Hebrew 7495, blah, 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 blah. I search it up. Occurs 62 verses in the New King James using the Hebrew concordance. And again, Jeremiah 6:14. Jeremiah There's so many in Jeremiah. All right, move this stuff to the side. Stick this right here. This was page 10. I am starting page 11. And I'll start with Jeremiah 8:11. For they have healed the for they have healed the hurts of the daughter of my people. For they have healed the hurt of, I'm probably just gonna do 10, I don't know. My daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Personal notes. So I do not understand why. So come out. I'm just gonna use, let's use an app. Jeremiah 8:11. Jeremiah 8:11. For they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. If I look backwards and read the chapter, the peril of false teaching seems to be, listen, they did not speak aright. No man repented of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? I will turn down to his own course. And horse rushes me, and storm in the heavens, and there's a point in time, the show swift and swallow, observe the time of their coming. But my people do not know the judgment of the Lord. How can you say we are wise, and the Lord or the law of the Lord is with us? Look, the false pen of the scribes certainly works falsehood. Wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Behold, they have rejected the word of the Lord. And what wisdom do they have? Therefore I will give their wives to others, and their field to those who will inherit them, because from the least even to the greatest, everyone is given to covetousness. From the prophet to the priest, everyone deals falsely. For they have healed the hurt of my daughter, my people, saying, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there's no peace. So it's actually the same as the prior verse that I did. It's just the people of that time, including the prophets, who are saying, oh, peace, peace, everything's, they prophesied peace over the land of Israel, etc., 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 and there is none. Even afterwards, it said, were they ashamed when they had committed the abominations? Yeah, so I'm wondering if the inference is that they were saying peace. Well, I mean, knowingly. They were prophesying a false time for Israel knowingly, and they didn't feel guilty about it at all. Ooh. And no. Yeah, it's just like us when we call it a white lie or a little lie. When we tell someone something, knowing it's not true because we want to save them from a little bit of pain. And as we can see, that doesn't work, because given enough time, it's going to be a heck of a lot worse. So that's why they tell the truth, nothing but the truth. They had no guilt about what they were doing. Mm. Yep. Hebrews 74:95, 74:95. And that was Jeremiah 8:11. Now we go with Jeremiah 8:22. Squibble, squibble. Jeremiah 8:22. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Physician, THERE, question mark. Why then is there no recovery for the health of the daughter of my people? Then is there no recovery for the health of the of my people? Jeremiah 8:22. I will consume them. Blah, blah, blah. Still assemble yourselves unless enter the fortified city. Let us be silent there, for the Lord our God has put us to silence and given us water of gall to drink, because we've sinned against the Lord. We looked for peace, but no good came. And for a time of health, but no good came. And for a time of health, and there was trouble. The snorting of his horses was heard from Dan. The whole land trembled at the sound of the neighing of his strong ones. But they've come to devour the land. Behold, I will send serpents. New chapter, the prophet mourns for the people, and the prophet Jeremiah, I will comfort myself in sorrows, my heart is faint in me. Listen, the voice of the crowd, my daughter, my people from the far country. Is the Lord in Zion? Is not king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their carved images, with foreign idols? The harvest is past, the summer's ended, and we are not saved. For the hurt of my daughter, of my people, I am hurt, I am mourning. Astonishment has taken hold of me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? I don't know. Doesn't mean anything to me. Jeremiah 15:18. Why is my pain perpetual? Is my pain perpetual and my wound incurable? My wound incurable. Incurable, which refuses to be healed. Which refuses to be healed. Will you surely be to me? Will you surely be to me? Surely, don't call me Shirley. Be to me like surely be to me like an unreliable stream. As waters that fail. Waters that fail. My wound incurable. Why is my pain perpetual and my wound incurable, which refuses to be healed? Will you surely be able to? So Jeremiah 15:18. Jeremiah 15. Okay, so this whole thing has nothing really to do with healing. It's just Jeremiah being dejected. Yeah, so in context, there's, as far as I'm tracking, there was nothing special about his use of Rapha or freaking Rapha. Jeremiah 17:14. And if I do actually get something, not only do I write the verse and I write it all out, I put R/N for or PN for personal notes. Did I ever put RN? Whatever. And then basically I make a little note section underneath it showing well, if I got anything from it. Sometimes I get something intellectually, sometimes I don't get anything. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will be like, he'll have me put two and two together. Jeremiah 17:14, heal me, O Lord. Me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me and I shall be saved. That is a whole topic in and of itself. For you are my praise. My praise. Some people wonder, it's just like, I don't know. To me, it's just an example of him just, he's asking God for healing because he understands that's where true healing comes from. But it's not just some like poetic license. You know, someone's watching this and they don't really understand how to pray or how. It's like you're by yourself and just like, Lord, heal me. It's that kind of direct. It's crazy how people try to overdo prayer, and it's very, very simple. It's just you talking to your dad. Jeremiah 19:11. Yeah, some people would sit here and be like, "Oh man, you should be enjoying the word." It's like, should I? I don't know. Sometimes doing the right, you don't have to like doing the right thing. You just know it's good for you. And sometimes I don't even know how this is actually going to positively affect me at all. I'll, just like that, there's the phone bill. Is it today? Yeah. What was I thinking? I just distracted my thoughts. Oh, but I have faith that even if it's not even for me, what if like one person sees this video like 10 years from now and it helps them out? It's like, cool. So that's where the faith aspect is that I'm hoping for something that is not seen. I'm doing it anyways. Because I totally would probably, I'd rather be walking to the gas station, go get some more rock stars. Freaking, I have a game that I'm actually playing at this time that I'd rather be doing. I'd rather be doing film study for my ESG football thing. I would rather be connecting with the teammates, practicing Overwatch. You know, my sister just called, she's like, "Thanks, bud." I can't get bad at that. She did call me Bud and not Buddy. Buddy is a dog's name. And say to them, thus says the Lord of hosts. Even so, I will break this people in the city. So I will break this people and this city as one breaks a potter's vessel. As one breaks potter's vessel. which cannot be made whole again. Which Again, and they shall bury them in Tophet. They shall bury them in Tophet or Tophet, Bobofet, till there is no place to bury. Say to them, thus says the Lord hosts again, I will break these people. They cannot be made whole again. So there's no healing, or healer in that. So my question is, where in that verse is Rapha? Amar El Ko Amar Yehovah Sabak Chacha Sabar et Amze et Irzot Aser Sabar et Kali Yasar Ser Lo Yoko Rapa. See, look at that. Rapa. Rafa. No, Rapa is how it's spelled out, but it's pronounced Rafa. See, look at that. In Hebrew, you would say Rafa, but depending on the context in English, because translations, it means be made whole. You know, it's like people are like, how come in the Bible there's people with names like Matthew, Mark, and Luke? Dude, oh, got them. Christianity debunked. Got them. And then it's just like, that's just the English version of their names. It's like my name in Mexico would be Esteban Antonio. But if someone wrote a biography about me in Mexico, and someone's reading the biography about Esteban Antonio, I was like, what's a guy in the U.S. doing with the name Esteban Antonio? Debunked. I'm sorry. There are just some arguments that are just so dumb, but I gotta give grace and remember that everyone was there at one point in time. Not everyone understands the nuance of language. Although what frustrates me is those who literally only go online for gotcha questions. It's just like, you did not come here with the intent to learn. You just Googled, top 10 reasons why the Bible isn't true. And then you're like, and then someone comes along, and a lot of these have been answered hundreds and thousands of times over. Like, I could probably get like 30 different videos of random dudes like me versus well-known guys completely addressing that issue. And they're like, maybe I'm wrong. Nope. It's just like, I'll just go find the next thing. And like, it just shows that if people don't want to like actually accept the work, they're not going to. It's like a majority, when I was growing up, a majority of people thought that, the Bible was this book of fairy tales written by the Catholic Church. And I was just like, I'm not going to read a Bible because they're trying to control the population. And that was their only argument. And then I was tracking. And then the Dead Sea Scrolls came out, and it was word for showing we are pretty much 99.9% accurate to the original text. And when they carbon dated, the book of Isaiah and some other books that happened to be thousands of years before the Catholic Church. And then it's just like, all right, so your only argument was debunked. Now what? And they're like, oh, well, some of it's true, but this part's not. And it's just like, dude, you put your whole life on this one argument, and you happen to be completely and utterly wrong. And this was 30 years ago. And I just see the goalposts move every year, just on and on and on, to the point where it's like, at least a majority of scholars agree, Jesus was a living historical person. Now, whether someone believes that he rose from the dead, as of right now, that information is becoming more mainstream, that there was apparently around 500 eyewitnesses. We have texts outside of the Bible that support the Bible narrative, everything from the Babylonian and Assyrian times. And it's just like, whatever. You can lead a horse to water. You can give them everything they need and more. But it's up to the individual to give it a chance. That's why if you're supposed to be careful on who you share this stuff with. Trolls before swine. Because you can get the right answers to the people who are asking questions. But if they have an evil intent about them and a malicious spirit, you could give them the answers they want. They're still just going to spit at you, scream at you, and yell at you. Which is frustrating. Because I don't want to see anyone go to hell. I mean, anyone who's had a hell experience is like, there's a reason why everyone who has a legit hell experience says, I wouldn't want that on my worst enemy. Like, this might blow some people's minds. I wouldn't wish that shit on freaking Hitler. Like, I can tell you, hell is so horrible. It makes the worst earthly atrocities like nothing. And it might be hard to comprehend that, especially because I'm saying it with kind of like a little bit of an attitude. I had a split-second experience. Like, just a little smidgen of a hell experience. I didn't get the full immersion like some people. Oh, hey, it's my mom. And let me tell you, just that one little bit is worse than anything I've ever experienced on Earth. Howdy, Mom.
Howdy, how are you?
I'm doing well. You're live, just so you're tracking.
What?
I said you are live.
What do you mean?
I'm actually doing my word study live right now. So don't worry about it. Nobody's watching. But it's just something I did to do a little bit of reverse motivation to actually get me to do it. So that's how I'm doing. I'm doing well. Bills are paid. Food's in the fridge. Freaking doing a word study on healing. 11 pages in of handwriting. It's a pain in the rear, but it's a good thing. So.
Okay. I just called to see how you were doing.
No, I'm doing well. Freaking Michaela, I don't know if she told you, but I sent her a little gift. It reached her today, and freaking when we were at church with me, yourself, Dad, and I forgot what it was. Oh, remember the books I was sharing with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a book series that I found. I totally forgot I took the picture of it. I thought it'd be perfect, and timing wise, it works out. But I was able to send a little reader's collection of the Pigeon Drives the Bus series. It's a great book for kids. So that's a cool thing that's happened. That's about it. How's everything going on your end?
It's all right.
It's
all right. Same stuff, different day.
Well, I guess it could always be worse.
Yes, it can.
It definitely can. I guess something else that popped into my head, something I'm personally working on, is I made this little like note section in my phone. Because sometimes I forget, it's just like sometimes I'm just so bogged down, like I literally don't do anything. Sometimes I'm just trying to remember too, and I need to do it daily. I don't do it enough at all. It's just sometimes if I can't do anything, just take the immediate time to just, as corny as it sounds, be thankful to God. And I made a little thankful list. Just all the big stuff to all the small stuff. And sometimes I find that even if I just go back through the list and I don't add anything to it because I'm just like not in the mood, and I just like read it out loud, sometimes I feel like I'm starting my own engine, and my mentality sometimes turns around a little bit.
Good.
Well,
That's good.
I just sent you the list. So
Okay.
I don't know. Freaking every now and then, I don't know. It's just random. Sometimes I'm in a bad space and I don't do anything. But then sometimes when I do have that little bit of strength to do something about it, I'll try to do things like add something to the list or give somebody a call. You know.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. How's the job hunt going?
Actually, I did not check the application today. I have the page saved. Applications. Let me double check, see if it moved forward. I did get a link, yeah, DPS officer cadet for state of Nevada. It's making me re-sign in. There we go. Let me double check my email. Oh yeah, I got an invitation this morning for a Nevada State Police virtual meeting where I will basically be on my phone. I will attend, and it's basically just it says it's a panel where they'll sit there and tell us what to expect if anything happens. So that's a little bit of a step in the right direction. I am a little bit worried though. I didn't even think of it until I was looking back into recruiting jobs. So, something I forgot too is I keep forgetting is I'll have to ask them about specific jobs because I kind of want to do the more active stuff, but then I forget that I don't want to be a liability because of my shoulder. Freaking, that's an issue I didn't think about. Yeah, it's not a problem for 90% of the stuff, but it's the 1% I'm worried about. Freaking, so, but I'll just let them know, and I'm pretty sure they'll be like, "Oh, you're fine." So just as long as you can.
Physical, that's all you have to do.
I did. Freaking remember last time when I tried out for the North Las Vegas Police Department?
No.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I applied. I made it past the stage where I'm at right now because I applied for Metro and North Las Vegas, and I went. It was a couple years ago, more than a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I passed the physical. It was when I was still living in the Joshua Hills luxury apartments. Yeah, it was a 2 mile run, a little agility drill, vertical jump drill, and push ups. And even right now, I can pass it if need be. I'd probably have to go spend 2 weeks running. But yeah, no. So I passed their physical, and I made it to the interview, and I had to go across town, and that's where I ended up finding out I did not pass. I did the interview. About a month or two later, they hit me up and were like, we're not moving on with you at this time. So I've applied before. We'll see what happens now. And they didn't tell me why I failed it. I just people are like, oh, they're supposed to tell you, and it's just like, I don't know.
No, they don't.
They don't.
I don't think they do.
They didn't even tell Daniel Moore. You've told me about that. They didn't tell me.
Yeah, they don't tell people. So, but you do need to. I mean, you're looking at different things, right? You're looking at highway patrol and some other things where they need openings, where they have openings, right?
So they apply. So how it works is because when I was looking for a highway patrol, it's like when I was applying for corrections. You can't. I found the job title correctional facilities officer, and when I went to go apply it, it took me to the City of Las Vegas page, and I had to go to that career page. So it's the same thing. Whether it's highway patrol, this, that, or the other, it all falls under the same umbrella, and so I'm on that umbrella website. So I presume
Well, good.
in their notes, yeah, even though it says DPS cadet officer for student vet, I'm pretty sure somewhere on their side of the note of things, it's like this guy applied through this link for this position.
Probably. So, well, I just wanted to see how you were doing.
No, I appreciate
Sounds
that.
like you're doing well.
It's a little more productive than other days.
But there was some job that I was thinking of that I thought Anthony would be really good at this. I don't remember what it was. It was a few days ago.
Oh, it's a.
Oh, I know what it was. It was when we were at Lowe's.
What was it specifically? Do you remember what it was?
It was just a salesperson at Lowe's. He was just kind of a Dewberry guy, but he loves the Lord. And was talking to us, and we were talking to him about the Lord. And, I mean, it's a work environment where you can talk about God without getting in trouble.
That'd be a good perk. That'd be ironic too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if those kind of places are hiring, but they seem to hire veterans. They seem to hire people with disabilities.
Well, I mean, it would not hurt to put in for that. I put in. They might have an application I put in earlier because when I was up in, what was it, Home Depot? I put in for those places before, regular cashier and sales rep. I mean, I've done sales before. Freaking, I was apparently very good at it when I was working at LVAC. So I can look up for Lowe's.
Most of the things are, well, I don't know what the title is. So.
Well, I mean, it still wouldn't hurt to apply. Actually, as I am talking to you, I am looking it up online. Lowe's.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go eat some dinner.
Sounds good. Yeah, there's one actually 2 miles away from me. So if you just past the YMCA.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Mom. Love you.
You're welcome. Love you too. Bye.
Bye. What am I doing? I'm going to spend the next 18 minutes working on this, and then I'm going to get off. There we go. Jeremiah 19:11. Oh, here we go. Jeremiah 19:11. So yeah. Now I don't want to do it anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 verses. How many do I got left? Technically, if I wasn't being such a pansy, I could finish the whole thing in one day. It's just 74.95, 74.95. Yeah, freaking what? Jeremiah 19:11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. We'll see. Just a couple long ones, but I mean, what? 15 left for Rafah. Then I got 28, 38, 28. Well, 15, so that's 30, 58, 59, 60, 61. Technically, I am halfway done. Is that a good time to stop? Because I'm halfway done. Yeah, for 45 minutes. That's a good time to stop. Terrible excuse, too. So that's generally what I do. Verse by verse, write a personal note, read the chapter that it's in for context, And then at the end, what I do is I take all my personal notes and I make a little like list of like, all right, here's the points I found about the whole thing. I'll take all those points, put them at the end, and then I'll try to take all of them and I'll smush them into a definition. For example, here's the how to pray with steady gentleness. Yeah, so as you can see for the one I already did, blah, 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 blah. Writing all the verses, blah, 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 blah. Then at the very end, summary notes and all the personal notes I took and all the little things, I make little ticks and I'll just, like for gentleness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I made 12 notes. Gentleness is a fruit of the Spirit. We're to spread the gospel with gentleness. We are to be gentle in all discourse. Little notes. And then I didn't do it with this one, but at the very bottom, if I can, I will actually try to put it in like a definition. And then bada bing, bada boom. As far as you are tracking, for people who don't understand the value of this, it is because if you understand John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Your knowledge of the Word also correlates. It's like, are you trying to get to know Jesus? And he was like, the more you know about him, now there's a difference between knowing about him intellectually and then with your heart. But also, it's like, if you don't want to do this, but you're doing it anyway, it's just kind of like sometimes when you have a girlfriend or their family, or there's things you don't want to do with them, but you do it anyways because you love them. So don't get too hard on yourself if you're, you don't see me here just like, I'm going to do the whole study in one go. No, you hear me bitching about it a little bit. I don't mean it mean-spiritedly, and just being honest about the way I feel, because there might be someone who watches this and be like, man, this sucks. It must be easy for that guy who enjoys it. And it's like, I don't. Sometimes, like, there is cool stuff you get out of it, but it's just like 90% work, 10% results or something. I don't know. And plus, I get